about they wanna cut crime down, do something positive and they fly down. I'm pissed off, so I lie down. Wrap a spliff, grab a pen and I wind down.
Tell me, Giggs, about the incident that happened when you were about to be signing to XL Recordings, and they get a phone call from Trident, basically, you know, threatening or warning off the record company from signing you. What's all that about?
All I know is that before I was speaking to Ben, well, actually left a voicemail on my phone saying, yeah, we're glad you're going to be signing with us, because obviously I had a lot of labels that wanted to take me. But I went with XL, then Ben was ringing saying how much of a good idea it was.
Yeah.
Then later on when he phoned, it was shaken up. So I'm saying, like, he wasn't sure about it anymore, like it was a whole different Ben. You know what I'm saying? Like, so God knows what they said to him. Yeah. But they obviously they done the job.
You know, when I heard of that, you know, for me that was a really interesting moment, because it's like a kind of, it's a sign really that music can still have power, if you like, because there's certain forces that are scared of something happening, clearly thinking that something would happen if you get some kind of support. So they actually try and stop it happening. And I find that kind of, I guess I find it exciting actually, that music can still have some kind of power. I mean, is that how you felt? You felt, well, I must have some kind of power if they're trying to stop me, you know, moving forward.
Well, I didn't know how much of a big deal it was till like after, when like I met people like you and they were saying, right, is that what they was doing? Because like, that's just normal, like, for us. Right. Like, they do that shit all the time. Like, it wasn't really nothing new. Like, I was expecting, like, when Ben rang and said Trident rang, I wasn't shocked. I was just, you can ask him, I was just like, I thought they would. And he was like, oh, why would they? And I was like, that's the way they are. But obviously, like, to everyone else, people like Trident are the heroes, innit? So why would they be doing something like that? Obviously, I'm the bad person if they're the heroes, innit?
And when you basically do your stuff and you write your words, essentially you're talking about where you're from. You're talking about, you know, kind of strong stuff. And in a way that confirms a feeling that a lot of people have about this kind of music, you know, that it's scary and that it's intimidating and it's threatening. And yet you often say it's actually, it's positive, and you're actually trying to do something positive.
Now, everyone says it's negative, what I'm talking about, but it's just everyday life to me and everyone else. You see what I'm trying to say? So, like, it's not really negative, it's just what's happening. Yeah, it might be negative. It's a negative situation, but I'm just talking about it, innit?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So, it's positive what I'm doing.
So you're in prison for 2 years. For what?
Firearms.
Firearms. And what were you doing with them? You were just possessing them, or were you trying to sell them? What was going on?
I just had one.
And how do you get up in this? How do you get in a situation? Forgive me for asking this, but in England, in London, that you end up with a gun?
Right. I don't really want to go into it, but it's just nearly everyone's got one protection in it.
Yeah.
So, like, other people have got them, and they might be coming after you or something, and you'll just have one. You think, oh, fuck it, I'll get one then. Like, yeah. Because if someone comes after me, I'm not gonna be going down like that, innit? I'd rather go out fighting, innit? So that's the truth of it, really. It's not gonna talk shit about it.
And so this is the reality, the environment that you start, you know, rapping about, basically. The fact that, you know, it's a world that has guns in it. And do you understand in the outside world how this kind of looks like, you know? Yeah,
I do now. Before, I just thought it's only like when I started doing music and that, I realised how like mad our world is. You see what I'm saying? And like, how much people are oblivious to it as well.
Yeah, I think that's the key thing, isn't it? Being oblivious to it, so that when it comes out in a piece of music, it kind of sounds either sounds like you're making it up or bragging, or that it's celebrating it, if you like, glorifying it.
Some people don't really want to promote it because, like, they're scared of that world actually being true.
Yeah.
So they just don't want to listen to it as well. Yeah.
And there is a world as well where, you know, the history of black British music sort of goes through strange kind of periods where it gets pushed away because obviously you're talking about things that the white mainstream world doesn't really want to hear about, and they don't want to hear about it in entertainment. But there's also a world where you see the American hip-hop sort of kind of generation become superstars by talking about those kind of things in a way.
The Americans are talking the exact same stuff that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The exact same stuff, but it's just not on their doorstep.
Yeah.
Like, so it's different with me. You understand? They're like, right, that can't be happening here. Nope, don't want to pay any of that.
But is that what you kind of think can happen, that you could become that kind of superstar by talking about those kind of things? Or will you have to kind of compromise that to become as famous as you might want to become?
No, I'm going to talk about what I'm going to talk about, man. Understand? Like, I wouldn't be here now if I wasn't.
Things like Dizzy and Tinchy and Chipmunk, they're like almost household names, coming out of a world that's not unlike your world, but somehow to get to that stage they've had to become like cartoon figures in a way, haven't they? They've had to become like really blanded out. It seems to be that's the only way that they can cross over.
Fuck that.
And why is that? What is that?
I just won't, if I, like, because that's not the life I'm living, innit? You see what I'm saying? I'm not living in like some happy place. I'm living in a fucked up place, innit? So I'll talk about that when I like start doing well in the music, and then I start living in fucking Disney World 24 hours a day. Then I'll start talking about Mickey Mouse, innit?
Yeah,
but I'm not in it. I'm living here.
So
I'm still in this world.
So in a way you can understand what happened to Dizzy then, that by his environment changing, he himself would change and change what he was talking about because he kind of moved away from it. Is that an inevitability then?
Yeah, of course, because you just talk about what you're going for, innit? See what I'm saying? Understand? Now I might talk about like it in another way. Like I might say, before I was doing this, but now I'm doing this, and that's about it.
Why do you think it is that there is a world that keeps trying to keep you at what they think is your place, that they prefer to have you pinned down rather than you making a life for yourself, becoming an artist, making music, doing something that's new and different? Why do you think that there's a world that keeps wanting to put you back in your place?
Fuck knows, man. It's mostly the police and that, man. It's like they don't want to give people hope, man, because they just want us to fucking stay criminals. You understand? They don't want us, because really and truly, what I'm doing now hasn't been done before, innit? So I'm saying, like, there's been no gangster coming out of the hood rapping and that's made something of himself, apart from like them American rappers. I'm the first person to do that. You see what I'm saying? So if I do it, then there's going to be loads of other people that's doing it.
Is it possible to be in the mainstream and represent the streets? Because by the very nature of being in the mainstream, you're no longer on the streets. So is it possible to, is that a moment where, black British music has the real trouble crossing into the mainstream because it loses its identity being on the streets?
But I'm going to make it happen, innit?
So you keep saying, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
So
so it had, like you can say it wasn't possible.
Yeah.
Like they thought it wasn't possible, but I'm going to make it possible, innit?
Well, the very fact that you don't compromise keep knocking you back, or do you think you can find a way through? I'm being tough here, Gigs. I'm just checking. I'm checking out the plan.
Yeah, no, I'm finding. Well, I am getting through, innit? You see what I'm saying? I'm fucking making an album now, innit? For XL Recordings.
Yeah.
You understand it? So.
What people gon' be people, ain't nobody gon' change. But we